Hey guys, it's Maymay, and I've had this idea for a while. Ever since I saw these necklaces that are like these bar necklaces that are shaped like this, I've always thought they look like a swing. You know, when they're hanging like in the packaging, they look like a swing. And if you remember, we have this stamp set that is the Tree Builder stamp set from Do Crafts. I think I'm going to try to mimic this swing that comes in the set with that necklace in a gift packaging. Now, originally I was going to make my own box, and then I thought, I don't have to make a box. I love these boxes, and I love any excuse to buy them, and this one was $1. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to package this necklace in here as a gift using paper and stamps. I think it'll be fun. Okay, so the first thing I have done, and I did this ahead of time because I had to get my math down. The first thing I did, and I'm going to zoom you guys in. Not too much because I want to show you also what I'm doing. The first thing I did was measure this box. So I don't need the lid right now. I just need the bottom of the box and my ruler. So I measured the width of the box, the width of the box, which is 4 1/4, and the height of the box, which is 5 3/8. So I started with 4 1/4 and 5 3/8. Now, why am I showing you this? Because let's say you get a different box and you want to learn how to do exactly what I'm doing. I want to show you step by step. The next thing I did was I looked inside the box and decided where I wanted the paper to stop. And this edge right here is, already set for me because the paper wraps over, but I don't want that white to show. I think it'll be pretty if it doesn't. So that's going to be my guideline, and that is 1 3/4 because I want it to sink in a little, but I want it to stop where this line is. So what I then did was I took the 4 1/4 measurement, which is the width. I added 1 3/4 plus 1 3/4 and got 7 3/4. Then I took this height measurement and added 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 and got 8 7/8. So basically, you're just going to take the measurement of the square or the rectangle of your box and then add the depth on both sides. That's what's important. Don't add it to just one side. You can't just take 4 1/4 plus this. That won't get it. You got to add it on two sides, okay? So I went ahead and cut my paper and scored it. I'm a little ahead of the game because I was having to do this kind of as practice, but here we go. So I scored it at 1 3/4 all the way around. That way I'll get that height that I was talking about on the inside of the box, okay? Now then, I probably wouldn't have done this in white, but I decided to do it in white today for you guys to see it because I think it'll show it better. So I've scored it all the way around, and I took my pencil and did the square on the inside because this is where I'm going to want to stamp and make all of my design. This part will fold down inside the box. This is going to make more sense as we get going, or if you've seen the thumbnail or a photo of what I'm talking about, it'll make more sense. Now I'm going to mask these edges with just a little bit of Post-it. Only this edge to start because I'm going to stamp the tree over here and I want to have it not wrap around. I want it to stop at this edge. So I'm just going to mask this off just to keep any of my tree from stamping over that edge. And I'm going to put this on a block. I'm using my Fiskars press because it's got the little feet on it, so it'll help me to press it down when I get it where I want it, and I can kind of move it around a little bit first. It's got these little rubber feet that are perfect for this. And I think I want this to be kind of high like this because I'm going to have to decide where I want, like I'm going to wiggle it around till I get where I want it. I got to decide where I want my swing necklace to be. And I'm thinking something like that would be cute. And that's kind of centered. I think I can use more of the tree. Oh, this would be cute like this. I've never done this before. We're just playing to see what we can get. And that looks really cute to me. By the way, I bought this necklace on Amazon. I'll put a link below for where I got it, but you could get these just about anywhere nowadays. So this is kind of where I'm thinking I'm going to stamp. And I'm about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch from my line over here, so that'll help me. And I'm about the same height up. If you needed to, you could take a pencil because I'm using this press. I can kind of get under there and make a mark as to where I need it to stop at the bottom, like that. And I could come right under here and make a mark. Just do whatever works. Do whatever helps you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Now, I may color this. I don't know. So I think I'm going to stamp it in Memento just to be safe. If I decide to color it with alcohol markers, I'll already have it inked up with the right ink to do that with. But I'm not sure. I may just do it in black and white. All right, so using those little pencil marks I made as my guide. Underneath there, I'm going to get that where I want it. And then I'm going to press it down really well all over the place. Ah, there we go. The tree. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to decide what I want to do down here. I'm really not sure what I want to do at this point. I am going to erase these pencil marks real quick, so I don't have to think about that. I might come in with some paper and make like a little hill, a little mound, or I could do it with ink, or I could paint it or color it, whatever I want to do. Let's remove these little guys for now. I'm going to save them close. I might need them in a few minutes. I really don't know where I'm going with it, so we'll see. So I've decided I don't want the paper to warp, so I don't want to use any watercolor or any water on this piece. So I'm going to take this green piece and make myself a little like grassy hill for down here. So I'm going to cut it the width of the base there, and that is the 4 1/4 measurement. And I know that because I've already measured that bottom several times. I'll show you what I mean. So this is going to fit right here inside our little pencil drawing and inside our score marks. So that'll be perfect. And then I just want to have a little heel. So I think I'm going to tear it. And I'm taking a kind of chance here. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to tear it and just see what we get. Just play around, right? It's just a cool way to let your paper and your stash become part of a gift, you know, in your crafting. See, that was cute. Like that's perfect. I actually like that. So that's going to end up right there. I may ink all the edges, so I'm not going to glue anything down just yet. But I think I do want to color this tree. I think it's kind of too pale. So I'm going to get some markers and color this guy. So I'm just going to use 2 of my Spectrum Noirs. This is TN7, and this one is TN8. So I'm going to start with the TN7 and just color the whole tree in to start. So now that I have the tips of the tree kind of colored in this lighter color, I'm going to go to the darker color and do the last part of the tree, just kind of like ombre, but it won't be very obvious, but I'll know it. It'll be a little bit different. The cool thing is you could do this for whatever season you're giving it in. Like if it's fall, you could do it for fall. If it's winter, you could do it for winter. I don't really know. I may do snow. I don't know. I may just let it be kind of a cheery scene like this. And I may even come back in with a color pencil and kind of go over this to give it a little sun or a little blue sky or something like that. Let's do a little dry run. And this is what I would do a lot as I'm making this. I would just lay things out just to kind of look at them over and over again. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to poke some holes to run this chain through. So I'm going to decide here where I want those to be. And I don't mind if the chain goes in a little bit. That'll be fine because sometimes swings do that. But if you have enough branch on your tree, you can make it go perfectly straight. I think that's about where I want it to go. Kind of close to the ground, not right at the ground. If it's not too close to the ground, you can't get on the swing now, can you? Okay. So let's make some marks there. So I want this one here, and this one here. So then I know where I can poke my holes. Let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to use my Big Bite, but if you don't have one of these, you can just poke a hole with like your pokey tool and just kind of whirl it around so it'll be big enough. But this is just convenient and easy. So I'm just going to lay this where I want that hole to go. And then this one here. And so now I have my 2 holes punched so the necklace can go through there. So I won't put it in just yet, but now I know where it's going. Let's go ahead and I think I want to put a sentiment on because, you know, I could stamp something right here, like just for you. That would be kind of cool. Let me do that. To do with the uplifting set, the vertical sentiments, I'm going to do Happy Holidays. I think that'll look cool kind of running down the side of the card. And I'm going to do it with just some VersaFine Onyx Black because I think that does really good for sentiments like this that I'm not going to be coloring. Get it nice and crisp. So I'm just going to run this down this side, and I'm using my press so I can put it in place and then press it down. See, that's cool, running down the side. I like it. Okay, now to decide about the background. So we got these color pencils in the store that are erasable, and I think these are pretty cool. I'm going to get this blue out and this yellow to give me a little sunshine. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to start with the blue. And I'm going to go ahead and Post-it note this off again so that I won't like color onto the sides. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't waste these Post-it notes because I write on Post-it notes constantly, just like I did with my measurements here. So I'll just put these aside to be written on later. Even if they're colored on, it does not matter to me. So you can do what you want to with that, but I just use them until, you know, even as just little notes to write things down because I'm always writing notes down. You can use masking tape, whatever you got. So now I have this all here at me and I can color lightly. So I'm going to take my pencil and just lightly go over it. Put a little color in the background. You could have done this ahead of time. Remember, I'm building this for the first time on camera, so in hindsight, I might have done my background first, but again, I didn't want to wet it because I don't want it to warp. And anytime you put water to paper, you can get warping, and I didn't want that to happen either, so this might be the best option. It's loud because my paper has a groove to it. Now, I want to put a little sunshine in, but I know if I mix blue and yellow, I'm going to get green. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do some erasing, just a little bit in this area, just to kind of knock back some of that blue. I may still get some green, and that's okay. But I'm going to take some of that color out where I want to put some yellow, and we'll see what happens. You know, if I mix it too heavy, I'm going to get green, but that'll get me a little yellow in there. Sometimes it's just fun to play and see what we can come up with. You guys are probably going to come up with brilliant ideas for this, but I just wanted to show you how I would wrap one of those necklaces. Okay, so you can see the inside now has some color. I think I am going to ink the edges, so I'm going to go ahead and do my folding and my cutting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fold it on our score lines, just like so. Fold this down. You hear that texture on that paper. And then I know you've seen how this is done in like commercial packaging and stuff. I'm going to cut these sides away, just all the way away. I'm not going to glue this as a square or anything because I want the person to be able to get it out easily, so there won't be any kind of, it won't be too tight in the box. And you'll see what I mean by this. I'm going to cut all 4 squares on the corners away. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a little slight angle right here. Just a slight angle, so that I don't get any resistance when I go to put this in. I'm really taking more from the edge here than from the inside. Just a tiny little sliver of an angle. Now with those pushed in, I'm going to ink the edges. And I'm going to do it with my favorite vintage photo distress ink. Just the classic, not the oxide. You could do the oxide, that'd be fine, but I don't know how quickly it would dry on top of my on top of my color pencil. So I'm just going to do this. I think this will help it kind of match the box too, because the box is a craft color. Imagine if you did your scene to match whatever box you found, or, you know, match the colors to it. That would be really neat. Now this is going to be covered with our grass, but I'm going to go ahead and ink it so it all blends, because I'm going to ink the grass as well. The other cool thing is you can have some dimension on this because the box is dimensional. So this part of the grass, I kind of left it loose, and I'm going to kind of flick it up to kind of give it some movement. Just getting under that torn edge, because there's going to be a little gap between the lid and this actual piece. All right, let's put the necklace in. If you're giving this necklace to someone who might have an allergy of some sort, you might want to put this into the container with it or tape it to the back so they can see that it's stainless steel or whatever it's made of. Just, you know, reminder there, just in case. I'm actually giving this to myself. This necklace is for me. I've wanted one for a while, and this one has an M on it. And I don't have a lot of things with an M for Maymay, so I thought this would be cool. Plus, it's a surefire bet that I'll enjoy this gift, right? Okay, so I just peeled off the protective part. That's so pretty. You see how pretty that is? Okay, I probably should have waited to peel that off because now I'm going to have fingerprints, but we can clean it afterwards. All right, and then these guys are going to go through the hole. Now, I may struggle on one side getting one of these things through because I'm seeing that this clasp is pretty big. It might go through no problem, but I'm just going to push it on through there anyway. There we go, no problem. Okay, then I'm going to decide where I want it to stay. And I'm going to tape it on the back to hold it in place. I want it about like that. Now, the trick is going to be, can I hold it there? Using tape means I can adjust it later anyway. All right, so we're going to put a little tape here in the back. Now again, we can still adjust this because we can slide it through the tape. But just to get us kind of going, let's get a good spot here. Pull this side down a little bit. Good deal. Before I finish the back, I want to show you something else I'm going to do. So I'm going to use one of these small glue dots, and on the back of this necklace, I'm going to put one down. It's not going to hurt anything. This is a stainless steel necklace, and that will roll right off when the recipient gets it. So I'm just going to stick that down into place so it's not wiggling all around everywhere. Look how cute it is. I think it's adorable. Okay, now let's finish this guy. I've just kind of swirled it all up. Put a little tape. I'm going to try to be as, little as possible tape, because I think too much might gum up the necklace a little bit. But look at that. Let's put it in the box. So I'd actually finished the box and took the lid off of it and looked at it and thought, I cannot leave this plain. I'm a crafter, right? We can't leave the inside of this plain. So here's what I did. I pulled out some 6x6 Perfect Winter. I think this will be cute in here. And I'm going to do a couple of things. I've got this one piece I'm going to lay inside of here. And then I'm going to take one of these little sentiments. I really think it's this one, 'Tis the Season to Be Freezing. And we're going to make some adjustments on what we made. Remember, I told you this is the first time I've done this, so you're kind of watching me do this as I go. So I'm going to measure this, and I want to say it was 4 1/4. Let's just double check. So this lid, I'm going to measure, and it looks like I need to do 4 3/8 by 5 5/8. All these 8s, huh? But that's what we're going to do. 4 3/8 by 5 5/8. So let's trim this out. 6x6 paper is perfect for this little box, and then 5 5/8. It'll have a cute little small pattern, and it's just enough without too much waste there. Let's go ahead and cut one of these pieces out while we're at it. I think I'm going to do 'Tis the Season to Be Freezing, but I'm going to leave some of these little stripes on because I might want them to be kind of the matte or the edges around it. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to cut a little more than I'm going to need so I can use them if I want. So I'm going to get really fancy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these at different lengths. I think I'm going to cut this one here. And I'm going to cut this one here. I'm going to bring this one in just a little bit. You'll see what I mean in a second. This will make sense. So just cut these at different lengths here, here, and here. I'm going to cut away what I don't need. Like so, and cut this little piece away. So basically, I'm turning this one strip into look like 3 pieces of ribbon. So now I'm going to ribbon edge this one. Like so. I'm going to ribbon edge this one. So it'll look like we put 3 pieces down, but we're only putting down 1. And then this one. Might be a little hard to get to this one in a second, but we'll see. See how hard it is to do it from here. I might have to do little snips to get me over there. That wasn't too bad. So see, now it looks like we have several different ribbons there, and we only cut it from one piece. Bring it up to you guys. See? Cute, huh? All right. Now this can get popped up on dimension because there's room in there. So I'm so getting low on my tape, I'm going to have to replace it. I started carrying this in the shop. I love this stuff, and I have used it through years, and I probably have had it for 2 years, and I've used it in classes and everything because this big roll lasts forever, but I'm down to this. All right, so let's peel this off, and then let's stick this into place. So I want it somewhere, whoops, almost messed up. I want it somewhere about like this. Let's try to be straight with it. Pretty good. Then we'll put it in here. I'm not going to ink the edges. I don't really think I'll need to. Oh, I'm a little bit too big. I should have tested it. That's okay. We'll just take it out and trim it up a little bit. I'm not testing today. I should be testing things. I know better. So I'm going to cut 1/8 of an inch off of 2 sides. So this side. Sometimes you guys ask me what this tape is for on here. That's what it's for, 1/8 of an inch. I made my own mark over there so I could find it. And it's also for doing quilling, which I have a quilling project coming up for you guys, a quilling gift idea. All right, does that fit now? Yes, much better. Okay, take it out so I can glue it down, and I want to make sure that I have it the right way. So this is right, turn this the right way, and then we can put some glue in here. You could use sticky tape too. Saves you a lot of time not making your boxes, but this is kind of cool, right? I didn't have to make the box, but I can decorate it a little bit more. Okay, So I put this in like it was supposed to be, and I decided it needed a little something else. And the big thing I think it needs now that I've done kind of winter on the other side is this tree needs snow. So I'm going to use my white pen. I'm going to come in. I'm going to pile snow on these branches to make it look like a snowy winter tree. You could do this with glitter if you wanted to, and I may even come back and add some glitter. But for now, I'm going to start with the white just to make it look a little cold. Believe it or not, we had a weekend full of snow, so I actually know what snow looks like on trees. I didn't remember it too well, obviously, because I'm probably not going to do this perfect, but it'll be close. We ended up getting 8 inches of snow at our house, and our weatherman said we should get half an inch to an inch, and that shouldn't stick. Well, it stuck. It's still there today, as a matter of fact, so that was pretty cool. We never get snow in Alabama. We do sometimes, but not like that. Now this is my snow writer that has dimensional snow. I'm going to use it as well, but I wanted to show you in case you didn't have the snow writer, you could just use a white pen. I'm going to come in, and I think this will be cool because there's a little glitter in this guy too. So I think it'll look really good to put this down in places, especially, kind of to make some snow mounds. And I've got the room because of the dimension between the box and the lid. This is a little gritty because it's got glitter in it, but it is going to be really cute on here. Probably wouldn't have done a solid green base either, but hindsight. This is how we craft, how we learn. The next one will probably look better. I could just cover this whole thing in snow. Also, I told you this was hindsight for me. I would do this before I put the necklace in, just in case, because I don't want to get snow on the necklace. But again, I'm just playing and going. So now I had another idea, and I'm going to do this so if it doesn't work, you won't have to try it. But these little Nuvo drops, they're actually jewel drops. They are so cute. They're kind of clear, transparent. I think they might look cute like Christmas lights on this tree. So I'm just going to go around and do red and green lights basically on this tree. So I'm just going to kind of dot it in here and there. And because they're kind of translucent, they won't be exactly solid. They'll just give you the feel of color in the tree. And I might even come back and run a string. I don't know. I just want it to feel kind of lit. Just the feel of Christmas lights anyway. Okay, I'm going to let all of that dry and then we'll put it into the box. Now, one last thing I decided to do was I'm going to take a little circle and just punch. This is like a 3/4 inch circle piece here because you're going to need a place to pull it out of the box, and this should be good. What I'm going to do is glue it kind of to this side like this so that it's sticking up enough to grab it, but not enough to, keep the box lid from closing. I'm just going to put a little glue here, and this will just be kind of like a little handle because it'll be tough to pull out if you don't have something. Now, if you want to, you can, punch little holes in here so they can stick their finger in. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to mess up the look of the kind of card. So that'll give them a place to grab. You can kind of bend it in a little bit so you'll be able to see it. Okay, when this dries, it'll go into the box. So I'm just sliding this into our box now. And just fit that down into place. Isn't that cute? That looks a lot better than the way I had it the first time. And then you can see that little piece is where they can grab it to pull that out. That'll make it a lot easier for them to remove that. And then look, with the little snowy lid, so cute. I love this project. I'm gonna bring it up close so you guys can see all the little decorations in there. So the Christmas lights in the tree and then the snow on the ground. Again, I probably wouldn't have done green, but I kind of like it because it makes the snow kind of pop. So super cute. I hope you enjoyed this project. I cannot wait to see how you guys change it because you always take my ideas and run with them. So please share them with us over on our Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. And also on our website at our customer gallery. So maymaymadeit.com. At our customer gallery, which you'll find under the More tab, you can share with us what you're making, and we want to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We've got lots of other gift ideas coming, so stick around. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.